Oh lordy. I have to go live really quick to just give a really quick opinion. I won't be live for very long. Um, yeah, I put out a quick PSA, but I already know if you can't be here during the live stream, that is okay. Just catch the replay. But I did just want to give just my opinion on what I just heard, because oh Jesus. So come on in if you can. Tell a friend to tell a friend if you can. Come on in. Hey, I'm really live really quick. So, because I can't go to bed on it, right? You ever just, you hear something and it blows your mind and you're like, I can't go to sleep on that. I have to speak my mind because there's no way. Ain't no way. Hey, Jasmine, thanks for joining. There's no way. First of all, first of all, the conversation between Tasha K and Rose was very necessary, but so unhealthy. So unhealthy, right? So, excuse me. I'm flustered because, for one, Tasha K out loud called the man the C word, right? Hey, open book, thanks for being here. She calls the man the C word, right? Rhymes with I don't even want to rhyme with it, Paca. She called him the C word. That was a big no-no, right? Because we would have a heart attack if they got on live and someone said that. We'd be crucifying him for filth. So I do appreciate the fact that at the end of the interview she apologized. But before I get into the ending, because I'm a little ahead of myself, it's just so much running through my brain here. I want to take it back to the necessary conversation at hand. And the only reason I do is because it affects me not only as a Black woman, but it affects me as a Black woman who is marrying a Black man, right? And some of the people that may be listening may be, in a relationship with, engaged to, or married to a Black man or a man of color. And I include men of color as well because they're not the usual, which is not of color. I'll say that because I don't want anybody to start feeling offended over colors. But the reason why I wanted to have this conversation is because I felt Rose was very unhealthy in pushing the agenda that her savior just so happens to be white. And the reason I said it like that is because that's what she's doing. Hey, Mom of Three, thanks for being here. That's what she's doing. A lot of her content that I've seen on Facebook, and let's face it, when I first met Rose, I thought she was interesting. One, because she had this white man that looked like Kratos from God of War, big white guy with the beard, and very handsome looking young man. And their content was striking. A lot of it was making jokes about race. A lot of it was, I never forget, there's one really good video where she is like, these women on here said that you're going to leave my Black behind. You better tell them I will call your job and tell them this and this and this. I will tell everybody that your PP is little. I will run you for filth and you'll have to pay for all of my kids. You have the stuff that she was saying in this video. I was like, there's no way. Is this real? And so what I did was I went back through a lot more of her content. I was like, wait, she really makes stuff like this. So like I'm, thinking to myself, you're a troll. You make this type of content because it gets you comments and views, like how Netta does for the shock value. But then it was continuous. Now, right? If you're familiar with Queen of Kings, you do know that she came out and humiliated her husband for filth. So a lot of the stuff that we were thinking in before, especially for someone like me, and let me just make sure I keep it on me as in my opinion. Y'all can let me know if you agree. Thank you, Open Book, in the chat. When I first saw this, I was like, dang, like you use that white word a lot. Like every time you say, oh my God, I wouldn't have this if it wasn't for my white husband. Or a lot of her stuff is strictly this. I was a black woman married to a black man who left me for his side chick. And then I met my white man, and the videos will change, right? You'll start to see them, where she's in colorful water and she's in big homes and she's got all of this stuff. And so when I started seeing that, I said, well, that's all your content is about. I'm really not too interested because that strikes me as odd. How come it can't just be you met a good man and this man changed your life? Why does it always have to be I met this white man? Or you're race baiting people to say things in the comments, and then you come live and you say, oh, y'all are speaking on my husband's race, or y'all speaking on my race, and y'all are racist, this and this. But it's like, lady, you literally just made a whole video basically stating that the black man did you like this, and then the white man came and saved you. That is literally your content. And while I have to respect it because that's your content, I don't have to watch if I'm not in agreement, right? I can't help but to give my opinion because it's literally everywhere. You're on Facebook with it, and that's where I met you. And then I saw you on YouTube and things went haywire. You literally started reading this man for filth. And let's dive into some of the things you are caught saying. I definitely want to do another live or a video, at least showing people a lot of the screenshots and stuff I've taken. I have so many videos I got to put out, you guys. But yes, open book. This woman does a lot. And so if you're a subscriber or a follower on Facebook, you've seen this stuff. I'm not making this stuff up. This woman really makes this type of content. And so when she went live, some of the stuff she did say disparagingly, you did say the man was on a mattress in somebody's basement. You did say that you carried this man your entire marriage. You did say that he was not there for Race's life, his first year of life. You said this stuff. And then you came back out and you said that the stuff was a lie. Okay, cool. Y'all doing that type of stuff for content? Cool. Like you coming out and telling people, all right, so we can move on. Then we move on and then it's more stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I definitely would have to do another live where I just dive into a lot of the stuff that you're doing. But from the black woman standpoint, it's like, dang, why it can't just be, I met a white man and it's just we good. You know, when I do this stuff, it's because of my husband, not because of my and then state the color husband, just my husband, just my man. That's what I'm saying. Open book. I don't understand that. I don't understand that. It's like, why are you trying to warp the minds of the people? And that's the thing that bothers me. There are influencers that don't understand your influence of the masses is being judged. And people will say you're not God, you don't have the right to judge. The Bible does state that you can judge righteous. If you take a wound in the name of Jesus, then how is it a wound? So, and I'm only saying that because she gets on live and disputes this type of stuff. She would get on there and say people are judging her, or people are trying to ridicule what she's doing, but she's not understanding you're using this as an influence. You are literally telling other black women you're with a man that ain't worth a crap. And so you should get with this man and your life will be better. Why would we teach our people something like that? Why would we do that? I'm raising a black son. I would never want my son to think that he is less than. Even in a home, if my man was a man that was not of color, why would I want to parade him so in a place where kids are being raised now, which is social media? Let's face it, social media is raising a lot of these kids. So imagine a child constantly seeing, dang, all my mother prays is the white man, and I'm not white. Why you think some of these people skin bleach? Why you think that? Because they're being taught that how they look, the people that they see that look like them are not worthy. And that is all I hear when I see her content race baiting. That's all I see. It's basically saying, my life was like this with this type of person, and now my life is like this with this type of person. No, why it can't be I left a shitty man that cheated on me and, left me for my side chick, and I got with this man who just so happened to build me up and do all of this good stuff you say with your kids. Why it can't just be that? You know what I'm saying? You got to use this black versus white thing. We got enough going on in the world right now. Enough going on in the world right now with a lot of that back and forth, this person versus that person. The last thing we need is somebody with that level of influence spewing that level of indirect hate. You're on live saying that you don't like your black features and that you're stating it came from your parents. Like, this is the stuff. This is the stuff you're using to influence the masses. And then you get upset when people like myself or others state, don't influence my children that way. I don't want my children to turn on YouTube and see you, parading, your husband, but only parading him because of his skin color, because of his social status. That's the only reason that people are intrigued. People want to see you take it there. And then when you took it there, it's like, oh my God, I can't believe, I have never, and put a one in the chat if you have, aside from Gary Owens, which he really don't count, but he kind of do, but he kind of don't. I don't know. Does Gary Owens count? We'll see. But put a one in the chat if you've seen another black woman talking like this about her husband who happens to be not of color on social media. I've never seen it. I've never seen it. Now, yes, after Gary Owens filed for divorce, his wife had some things to say about him. That's neither here nor there. The only reason I say Gary don't count is because Gary had the bag and he took care of her. Yes, he was cheating, doing all this other stuff, but that's their marriage. Y'all didn't hear crazy stuff like that about Gary Owen and his wife. Y'all didn't hear nothing crazy until he said, look, I want to cheat and do what I want to do, and you don't like what I do, so I just want to get a divorce. That was it. So that's why I say he really don't count. But his black wife did come out and say things about him too. But this is on a whole nother level, right? And so she's justifying this behavior simply by stating, I'm 29, I'm growing, which is true. But let's face it, the frontal lobe is fully developed at 25. So you have no excuse at 29 to act out that way as a wife. Again, you are influencing the masses with this behavior. What, you think we need more wives out here disrespecting their husbands in that way? We don't need that. We need more wives showing their husbands love, cooking him food, or I don't know, make your content family worthy, like it was before you started this race baiting stuff. Like Candace, oh, hey, Platinum Bracelets, thanks for being here. Open books and narc behavior. No, no, for real. The covertness is scary. This woman has been parading around postpartum for how long? And my heart goes out to any woman that's dealing with postpartum, even after 2 kids and 4 surgeries, 2 surgeries each to have each child. It didn't bother me mentally, and so my heart goes out to women that have to deal with that, because that's real. But for her to get on Tasha K tonight, fix it, Lord. She got on there tonight and said, no, I haven't been diagnosed with that. I just think I have the symptoms of that. Like, you're influencing the masses by not educating other women and saying, you know what? I knew something was wrong with me as a new mom. I went out, I sought help. I was diagnosed with postpartum. These are the steps that a person can take to dim the light on postpartum. Things like that are helpful. I would watch the crap out of that because I'm new to that. I don't know what that entails or how that affects a woman. So I would like to watch that in real time. How you showing women that, influencing women of that, influencing women that they can leave a shitty man and get with a good man. Not you out here saying, girl, you with this black man, you're basically gonna lose. Like how I lost with my black man. Like that, like why? Like what in the world? I can't. And I know the typical people gonna say, you don't have to watch her content. You don't have to. No, this is influencing our babies. This is influencing other women that may look up to her so much so that they think that is okay. That is not okay. You're supposed to set a certain example if you want to be in the forefront, if you want to be in the public eye like that. I feel like you have some type of social responsibility when you're putting yourself on blast that way. And there are people that like to be transparent like that. They like to tell you when they last wipe they behind. I can't get into that. But then there are people that like to be private, and yes, they may go through things in their life. I hear people say that all the time. It's a lot of women probably in their butt with this and this. They probably are. They probably are. Some women are transparent about it, like E. Kane, and she's still with the person. Everybody does things differently, yes, but it's all about how are you influencing the masses, and do you even care what your influence does to the masses? Do you even care? That goes full circle. That's politics. That's, the candy lady down the street. All of these different people that have a certain influence, no matter how big or how small. But the bigger it is, the more, the bigger the social responsibility. And that's just how I feel. And for her to put that out there and just make it seem like all black men are not worth a crap and you might as well just get with a white man or a man that's not of color. I just thought that was just, let's face it. Yes, there are some men of color that have a bad statistic on them based on what people see in their surroundings. But I always preach that the world is very big. It's very big. And don't discard the men that you've never seen. Don't discard the men you've never met. Don't discard them. They exist. When a tree falls in a forest, yes, it makes a noise. Just because you wasn't there to hear it doesn't mean the noise didn't happen. And that's all I'm saying for our black people when we, putting statistics like that. One thing she kept saying was the statistics on what level? On a global level? On just your state level? On a city level? How big is the statistic? It's only over a certain amount of numbers it takes to debunk one statistic. So I just wanted to see what those were, because I don't understand that. Exactly. Thank you. I took statistics in college. Like, let's be real. Don't try to warp my mind with that. What statistics are you talking about? You have to be specific with that. And then no matter even with that, you can simply take those. I think it's 316. I can't even remember the number. I'm such a nerd. I used to be able to call this out like it was a flex. But yes, it's only a certain amount of numbers it takes to debunk a statistic. And then they have to go back. They have to go back and test that theory. When they stated things like, oh, only black people like chicken and fried chicken and watermelon, it took a little over 300 people to prove that that was wrong. We are not the only people that like those things. That is just considered a bad statistic. So she over there saying like, oh, it's the statistics. What are you looking at? The rate of black men marrying black women, staying in these marriages, seeking out these, black women. Like, what are you basing that on? Because you're still pushing the agenda that you've married better, and then you came out and said that he really isn't better. I know a lot of black men that they wife them meet them on an air mattress, and he was driving them to see Johns and all of that. I know a lot of black men that wasn't doing that. They wasn't with that. So you got to keep it real. Like, I don't know, everything just so cap, y'all. Let me know if I'm crazy. Let me know if I'm losing my mind, because I know, a lot of us was in that interview, and things got a little crazy. But just the way she was speaking on what she was saying, I just felt like there was a way for her to project how she felt towards her being with a man that's not of color versus having to put the black man under the bus. Like, yeah, your ex-husband did something to you. Every black man didn't do something to you, and every black man should be looked at accordingly. I mean, that's just how I am. I feel you, open book. No, for real. I take everything as cap. I play too much. I be joking. But she did trigger me. She did trigger me, especially when I had to think about, the black men that I know. And just knowing that there's a lot of black men out here that are just really trying. And everybody has their difference on who they put that spotlight on. in regards to the black man, but I don't allow one black man to spoil all of them. I don't let one white guy spoil all of them. Being in New York City and then being in Georgia, I've definitely met some very different people from all over. Lord have mercy. But even then, I didn't group them all together and say, you know what, they're all like this. Now, one thing I can, you know, agree with is when she said you don't see as much black men advocating for black women online. I don't see a lot of it, but again, the world is big. I could be looking at a very small sector. So I should do more digging, right? To kind of see where your mind frame is with that. Because I really don't want to go off the handle on her just yet. I'm really trying to give her the benefit of the doubt because I just feel like you would never be that ignorant to come on and say some of the stuff you said. But you after you give her the benefit of the doubt, you just like, I don't know about you, child. I don't know. But yeah, I have to go live really quick and just talk about it because I was in that interview thanks to Open Book. Thank you so much. She put up the post, and that was as soon as I refreshed my YouTube, that was like the first thing I saw, aside from the little quirky stuff I like to look at. And I was like, oh snap, I almost missed this. I'm glad I didn't because it's a conversation that we should definitely have, but we should have it with care. I'll say that because I definitely don't want anybody to feel less than. That's not where we should be at when we're trying to influence the masses. We should be in a place where we're trying to teach some type of dual respect for anybody. If you're with a good person, you're with a good person and praise them because they're a good person, not because of the color of their skin. And if you want to big up your person, you don't have to put anybody else down to do that. And so that's just how I feel on that. Cause, whew, Lord. But yeah, that was it, y'all. I ain't gonna be on here too long, cause I'm old. I goes to bed. But I just wanted to say that I'll definitely dive in a little bit more, cause I know she's been deleting stuff. So I wanted to go back to her Facebook where I saw a lot of her videos and stuff, and she was kind of just, whew, Lord. Gotta pray about it, but we definitely have more conversations on this. Thank y'all for joining, and please make sure you hit the like button. This was just a lot to take in. I just had to do me a little live on this, but definitely thank you for joining. Thank you, and hit the like button. And until next time.